Recording now.
Red leader,
Right
standing by.
Blue leader standing by.
Also blue leader standing by.
Slightly off-shaded blue leader standing by.
That's blue?
Yes,
That's
it is
not
blue. Yeah,
That's
gray.
like a hunter green or something.
Like that
it's
grayish...
definitely blue. It's a
Gray.
light
It's
blue.
not
green.
blue.
Yeah,
This,
Prove it.
I
this
actually
is
see
blue.
I see
It is a
blue
light
somewhere.
blue.
No,
No,
that's
lies.
gold. That's gold.
Well, then
It's not
you
blue.
Gold? That's
It's green
Yanny.
before.
I think
So
it's
is it Yanny or
the
Laurel?
color Yanny. That's the
Green
color
needle.
Yanny for sure.
Brainstorm.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take a picture and send it to you because it is most definitely light blue.
Nope.
I won't believe you.
Yeah,
I know that
I
you'll
don't know.
mess with the
I'm
settings.
not going to believe anything you
You'll edit
doctor
it.
up. No way.
Yeah, exactly.
I heard a stat.
Do I
one
need
out
to
of...
ship it to you? Okay.
Yes, you just ship it. Even I don't. You probably have a blue shirt that's just like that you'll send to me.
Yeah.
I heard a
Then
stat
one
that
day-
1 out of every 3 men are colorblind, just so we're clear, and there's 4 of us, so it's likely that you both are colorblind. That's a fact.
Ronnie fact.
Well, Ronnie, do you have a green shirt on?
Yes, actually, it's a shade of purple, believe it or not.
He has his colorblind settings turned on.
Lucas,
Let me
you look
change
like
the
you have
settings
like
in my Google Glass here.
Lucas looks like he works with the cable company with that
No,
shirt.
he
Like, it
looks
looks like
like
a
he
button
does.
down.
he's fixing the cable, but also he's got a fake Zoom background.
I do
Subway?
have a fake zoom back.
Subway station.
Brick
man.
wall. Brick wall subway.
Man, I used to
I really
have that
need
as like a desktop wallpaper.
Yeah, that's true. I need to get some spray paint and just do
Pretty
some
cool that
graffiti
that wall's
my
on
wall.
the inside of the house. That's
It
sweet.
really is.
This is
Yeah.
also my wall as well.
Uh-huh. Yeah. You ordered like $1,000 worth of fathead stickers and just
Mine's
like,
fake.
shoved it up
Yeah.
there.
My wall's
There's
fake.
600 fathead stickers that made this.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, took a while. Worth it.
We're recording, right?
We sure are.
No,
Are we ready to go?
I never
we
know.
we
I never
are
know.
recording right now
All right,
as
All
we
right.
speak.
Are we counting off like we did last night?
We sure can if we would
we
like.
sure can.
All
Sure
right.
can.
Sure can.
Sure can. Sure can. Sure can.
Now sure can doesn't even sound like a word.
I hear
anymore.
sure.
Sure can.
And are you
Isn't that the thing
are
that
you
ninjas
like a
throw?
ninja
Yeah.
shinobi? Yeah, like,
You're throwing a sure can. So that
sure
is
can
Southern.
coming your way.
Look at that sure can over there.
You got your ninja skills,
Man,
you
you
got your
should-
judo skills,
Your shuriken skills.
and your ninja chop.
Man, he sure can. You see him throw that? Wow,
Oh,
that's something special right there.
that's the thing that just happened.
1, 2, 3.
Patrick.
Good morning, my brothers and sisters. On this episode 141 of the Good Morning Guys podcast, thank you so much for joining us on this fine morning, afternoon, evening, or night as we continue discussing the game of life amidst the other games we love to watch and to play. I'm one of your 4 hosts, the Brazilian Mountaineer, Mosquito Massacre, and Transition Ninja, Lucas Ham Swisher. Also with me, the judge, the jury, and executioner of fake news and spoilers, the Baby Ruth of the Reds and Rays and possibly the Cardinals, Patrick Novosel.
Oh, you're spoilers.
Woo.
Spoilers.
Are they?
No, I don't know.
Spoilers.
Are they? You'll
Are-
have to find
are they?
out.
All right, on his left and my
Question.
right, the volleyball and beast of the East, who can make you laugh in 3 words or less, Ronnie Johantis.
Hey, what's going on?
Hi. I'm, just hanging out in the subway while we do the podcast. What are you up to?
Yeah.
Hooking up some cable.
Platform
Yep.
9 3/4.
Looking up some cable.
That's right. I'm at platform 9 3/4. The final member of the GMG Quadfecta is also with us. He's got music in his heart, Doctor Who on his brain, La Coretta in his old stomacho, and possibly another bird in his car, Marc Boucher.
Nope, I checked.
Oh, you double checked? Triple checked?
I quadruple checked.
Before
yeah,
we go,
you better.
before we go any further, if anybody is watching this on YouTube, what color is Mark's shirt?
Yes.
I just
tell us.
wanna know.
Honestly, that's true.
Type
what,
it.
What
Type it.
color? Type it in the comments. Do it in the Discord.
Type it in the comments. Do it now.
Tweet at us. Let us know what color Mark's shirt is.
We're not going to let them know what sides we're on.
And yeah, Then we'll
Go to minute 53,
Yeah.
and we will have the answer for you then.
While you're at
Dang
it,
now
just
I have to
name,
pay attention to the
just
time.
do all of our colors. Do all of the colors here.
Yes, all the colors. What
All the
colors are
colors.
represented?
Yep. And then
I don't know
and then
why I'm
we'll-
doing it like
and then we'll
Superman
see-
here, just like
We'll see who's colorblind and see who's right. So
yeah, who's a man, who's not.
Okay.
Isn't that how it works? You said 1 in 3 men, or someone said 1 in 3 men are
Somehow
colorblind. So
I'll make a
how does it work with
man.
women? What percentage of them are colorblind?
All of them. That's what I heard.
Whoa.
All women
no,
are
they have
colorblind?
perfect vision. They're like, oh no, that's a color
No,
that
that's
you've never
not
heard
true.
of.
That's
Okay.
not true.
What color
Has your
is
wife
it?
ever
The
asked
right
you, like,
color?
do you like this color? And you're like, she's like, yeah, you don't like this shade of green? It's like, that's green?
My wife likes to mix up purple and orange for no reason whatsoever.
It's an odd
Wow,
two
yeah.
colors.
She says that she knows the difference, but her brain will make her say the opposite, whatever it is. Like if it's orange, she'll want to say purple, and then she has to stop herself and say the correct color.
We should
Why
have
is
her on
that
the show
happening?
for a series of questions
She's right in the next room. You want me to go get her?
regarding
I'll be right back.
only purple.
This
She'll
color
kill me.
is
She would never.
purple.
I thought you were gonna go get her.
Okay.
Me too.
I really,
Oh, we're doing
I really
this.
wanted to. I wonder if she can hear me right now, and she's like, "Quit talking about me."
And
You better
welcome to
stop
the
right
show,
now."
Mindy Swisher.
Here she is. That was a callback to yesterday.
Yeah. The lost episode.
Anywho,
The lost
that was-
episode.
Alrighty then, guys. As is tradition, the past couple of weeks, we are doing some quick housekeeping first. Just getting out of the way. We're offering those towels. We're fluffing those pillows. We're giving you some Andy's candies for free. Tipping you off to the GMG news you need to know. The GMG stream team has united with the trifecta of Marc, myself, and our favorite Canadian joiner, Chris the Rock. Every single day of the week, Sunday to Saturday, as it were. Make sure to check us out on twitch.tv. Our schedule. I'm sorry, my wife just texted me. She said
No
she does know the difference between orange and purple. Just to make sure everybody
then
knows.
she texts you again, and no, I will not be on.
He's
your
at gunpoint right now. We just can't see it.
You see sweat
Let me
dripping down his
read
face.
this. Yes, my wife is the
Reading a
best. She
hostage
knows
note.
the difference. I am.
You can tell
These
a
walls
shift
are way
in
too
his
thin.
emotions the rest of the episode.
All right, time to turn myself down a little bit. Here we go. Yeah, guys, you can find us on that schedule for the twitch.tv on
Way
Twitter
lower.
and Discord. Yep, I'm just going to just tone it down a little bit.
It's way
We want to
sexier.
hang out. She said it's not the walls.
Yeah.
It's me. All right, fair enough. Yep.
Me.
If she keeps texting me, I don't know if I'm going to be able to focus, but she's had that effect on me for a while. If you
This
know
is how he gets thrown off this game.
Hey.
This
Yeah.
is it.
Hey-o. All right. Yeah. Also rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, Podchaser, and Stitcher because it helps us reach new joiners. Whether you give us stars, exclamation points, no, exclamation marks.
We'll give you points
Mark.
as well.
You can call
Yeah,
it points.
exclamation points or just encouraging words. We'd appreciate it. And then finally connect with us on Discord and Twitter, as I mentioned that earlier, because that is where all the nudie.
Oh, no.
Good night, everybody.
Okay. It's supposed to be
Your
nerdy.
wife is
Are there rails
distracting you.
here? Are there rails? Because I feel like we've fallen off them.
I just strapped some C4 to those rails and just.
He sends another message after that.
What are you
doing in
doing?
there?
Oh my gosh.
Okay, that's where all the nerdy cool kids hang out. I need to stop talking. So with that, Ronnie, it's
I
your
can't
turn
even
to
talk either.
No, I need.
What am I supposed to talk about? Stuff?
You've been missing. It's what's new news, and
All right.
we don't know what's going on in your life. So go ahead.
Well, what's new news? I haven't played volleyball in 2.5 weeks now.
Wow.
I injured my elbow because I'm old and out of shape.
That's a bummer.
Have you guys ever like so what I did was a ball was hit like to my left and my arm was all the way extended, and it was a hard hit ball and it went off the end of my hand, so it just kind of hyperextended my elbow, which was already completely locked. So this actually happened probably about a month and a half ago, and I just kind of played every week and it hurt every week and just got worse. So I've been taking my time off. And yeah, I feel like that's usually the only thing that I have to update. But on the video game front, I'm kind of out there. Like, I'm on the market right now. I don't want to settle on anything, but I'm kind of just playing random things during the day. I have been playing some Arc, just kind of in there in creative mode, like just messing around. And I've played a few games against Eric and MLB The Show this past couple weeks. It's really actually way more fun than I thought it was going to be. That like playing against somebody, because like we talked about, Patrick, like you just have to swing at every pitch. Like, it's so hard to determine if a pitch is a ball. So when you're playing against the other person who pretty much knows you're going to swing every time, it's a different story.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like on the honor system, because it's like, really, we could just throw balls out of the strike zone all game, and people would still swing. Like, me and him would still swing at each other's pitches. So we just kind of try to keep to like a code. Like, you can drop one down, into the dirt if you want, like, as long as you meant to do it. You know what I mean? But for the most part, I try and keep it in the strike zone. And right now I am down 2-1. He beat me last night. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing on that front. I haven't even watched any shows really. Like, I wish I had something that I could bring to the table that was anything, like over these past 2 weeks, but I feel like I've done nothing.
When you come home from work, do you just like sit down and just...
I walk downstairs from work still, so...
Oh, that's right. You work at home. That's right.
Yeah, so I don't really even leave the house. So that's also part of the thing. I don't have any like commuting stories or anything like that.
Gotcha. Okay.
So yeah, it's been honestly awesome though. Most of the time, I really don't want to leave the house anyways. So
Yeah,
that's fair.
Yeah,
like a weird introverted extrovert, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Introvert with extroverted
totally
tendencies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Totally get it.
So it's been awesome.
Yeah, it's just like, you enjoy those times out, like those times to see people and hang out. But when you're at home, it's like, this is nice. I like this
It is, and we have like plans coming up like 3 weekends in a row. So that's just a gauntlet of things to do, even though they're like regular people things that most people do on Saturdays, like a graduation party and stuff like that. It's like just having plans. You're like, ugh. It's always
You
looming
ever
over
do
your head.
like you ever do like social math in your head, and you're like, you know what, last weekend we did something, so this weekend we have to do nothing because
We actually do have those conversations a fair amount. Well, we don't have anything planned, so let's not do that this weekend. We already got a graduation party next weekend, so we should just hit the grocery then.
There you go.
We do that though, because we like to have
Nice.
whole weekends like in at home, like to kind of wake up and I might do like some yard work or something like on Saturday, but Sunday, that's nothing. Nothing's happening.
Makes sense.
So yeah, who can beat that story? Patrick.
Well,
yeah.
I think Patrick can do it. I have
Well,
faith
then
in
do it.
Yeah, do it.
him. Right,
well-
Babe Ruth. Babe
Never mind, you
Ruth.
took too long, Mark. You go.
Ooh,
Yep. Oh,
take my shot. No, today was a little weird.
Really?
So I get home from work and I plop my backpack down and I just like lay down on the bed, just like one of those days where you're just like, it was a tough day, and you just fall on the bed. And so I got home about 6, and just face first onto the bed, and I'm laying there, and the next thing I know, it is 6:45 in the morning,
Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
and my wife walks into the bedroom, and I'm like, I'm out of daze. I'm like, what? Like, why didn't you wake me up? Like, I need to get to work. She's like, what is wrong with you? And I was like, I think I missed a podcast. I can't believe, like, I don't even know what's happening. And she's like, do you know what time it is? I was like, yeah, it's 6:45. And she's like, PM. You've only been sleeping for 5 minutes.
wow.
I thought I was gone for 12 hours. I had no idea where I was. I was just in like a I don't know. It was one of the weird things. Like it looked like it was still like morning time because of where the sun was and like the light was coming into the bedroom.
Mhm.
It looked like it was morning, like light time. But yeah, I was so confused. I was like, these guys are gonna be mad at me. I'm looked at my phone. I'm like, these guys probably were texting me like all night. Like, where are you? This is all going in my head for 5 seconds. You know, like, oh, yeah. But it was like I got 5 minutes of sleep and I felt like I slept for 12 hours. Like, I don't know what kind of
Could've fooled me.
superpower that is. But that's I just must have needed just 5 seconds of sleep.
That's power napping if I've ever heard of it.
Yeah.
That's efficiency.
Yeah, nothing really else on the life front. I mean, the life front's been pretty standard this past week. On the gaming front, so I'm going to give my final update to MLB The Show.
Ever? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like,
No, this is not April Fool's.
Surprise.
2 years ago.
No messing with us, Patrick.
So I can't remember where I left off. I think I was with the Tampa Bay Rays.
Mhm.
I had signed like a $2 million contract with the Tampa Bay Rays. We were like
around in here.
we were like 40 and
So if
15.
he lands at me, I'm running.
What is there a bee in there? Cicada?
I'm not really sure what it is, honestly. I think it might
Brood
be
X,
like
man.
one of
Brood
one of those like stink
Oh.
bugs. Like
Oh,
my window's open, the screen, and like they can kind of get in. So.
Oh yeah.
But if he touches me, I'm out of here. So
Yeah,
I
you
All
don't
of a sudden
you-
here.
don't do bugs. I will not react calmly as Lucas did.
Oh yeah, there's a cockroach. I'll be back.
We all
Yeah.
have our gifts.
No, excuse me, everybody. I need to get up.
No, he didn't even say that. He
I
just
know.
got up. He just got up.
And destroyed it.
Yeah.
All right,
You know
you
what
guys.
you're
Sorry for ruining your story.
No, it's okay.
Sorry for ruining your party.
I think I was trying to get people up to speed of where I was from last week. I took the Tampa Bay Devil Rays or Tampa Bay Rays to the playoffs. Got all the way to the World Series, and guess who was there and who
The
was my
Reds.
opponent?
The Reds, man.
Reds.
Cincinnati Reds. And I'm like, it's time to go
Messed
down.
up world there.
Yeah. So I was pumped. I'm like, you guys are going down. I'm gonna sweep you. We're gonna go out to the off season on a high. It's gonna be great. And I go down 2-0 in the series. I'm like, oh no, oh no, this is no good. So the next 2 games, won, and I lost the 5th game. So now I'm down 3-2,
Ooh.
and we're back in Tampa Bay for the last 2 home games. Beat them, forced the game 7. And I hit a walk-off home run in the bottom of the 9th
No way.
in the World Series. It was
No
amazing. I was down by 1,
That's
bases
amazing.
loaded, and I hit a bomb. So we went up. So we won. I stuck it to the Reds. It was a tough one. But I still stuck it to them. Came away with a World Series ring, which was fantastic.
What a
So,
storybook ending.
It was
That's
so great. I'm like, yeah, I don't need to play anymore. But I did.
Yeah, retire.
But I did.
Oh, you did.
I played some
Yeah.
more. Went to the off season. I don't know if I mixed up the money I was talking about last week of what I was getting. I got like $2 million for that year, and then I was like arbitration eligible, and I needed to go to some sort of meeting. They wanted to give me like $3.5 million, and so I asked for $9 million, and I won, and they gave me $9.1 million for the year. Well, we sucked. Absolutely. Like, they traded away all the good players. And so it was basically just
Probably
me.
because you
I'm
wanted
like,
so much money, they had to
was
trade
like,
them
well,
away to give you the money.
I guess they're like, hey, we can go for another World Series, or you can get paid more money. I was like, I have no
more
affiliation
money.
with you. I don't care. Give me the money.
I won the
So-
World Series.
What's
Walk-off
that?
home run. What do I need?
Yeah, I
You
know,
just
right?
tell
You,
them, I already
give
did
me an
it.
extra $6 million for that World Series
Exactly.
championship. So we sucked the following year. And then come trade deadline, my agent's like, hey, do you want to go to a contender? So I was like, yeah, let's go. So I was like, who am I going to? And I ended up going to the Colorado Rockies. So I took the Colorado Rockies to the playoffs. We in the championship series. Guess who was there? The Cincinnati Reds.
I thought you were gonna say the Rays.
No. So
Yeah, the
I ended up
Rays.
beating the Reds again in the playoffs. This time not in the World Series because they're both in the National League. So that felt really, really good. And then I can't remember who I played in the World Series. I think it might have been Toronto Blue Jays. No. It was Houston Astros. Beat them in maybe 5 games. So now we're back into the offseason. And now I am a free agent, free from all my contracts. I just won back-to-back World Series with 2 separate teams. And I'm like, okay, let me test the free agent market. Let's see if I can sign with the St. Louis Cardinals. And so I went to the offers, and when you select view offers, you can see all the teams that are interested in you. The Cardinals were not interested in me. I have no idea why. There was only one team that was interested in me. I have no idea why only one team was interested in me. So I'm like, well, I guess I gotta see what this team has to offer. And it was the New York Mets. And I was like, ooh, the Mets. They're in New York. Maybe I can get some money. They offered me a 6-year contract for $31 million a year.
Woo!
For a total of $186 million.
That's
ridiculous.
That's bonkers.
So I was like,
did that mean you couldn't go to any other team basically?
I couldn't.
'cause they only had that one offer.
It wouldn't let me like
seek out a
deny
team.
the offer and seek to go to my own team, because that's the way the game started. Is I can choose what farm system I go towards. So I chose the Reds organization, and that's how I came up. So that's what I was hoping I could do as well, is just kind of like choose the team and then kind of help them. But no, only one team. So it was 6 years, $186 million. And I was like,
Pretty good.
I'm countering, because I want almost $250 million.
Dollar bills.
So how about we do what did I say? 8 years at $31 million for $248 million overall. And they said, yes, we'll accept. Do you want to accept this contract that we have accepted? And I was like, you know what? No. How about 15 years for $465 million? And they accepted it.
Whoa!
What the heck?
You're playing for the rest of your life.
I was like, my
Real
kids
life.
are set, my grandkids are set. So I was like,
Dang.
all right, well, I guess I'm playing for the Mets for the rest of my career. So up to this point,
Did you simulate the next 15 years just for fun?
no, I haven't. I'm going. That's the next thing I'm going to do. I'm not going to play anymore. Like, I got my contract. I don't really need to play anymore. Plus, it's for the Mets. I have no affiliation with them. But up to this point, before I signed that contract, my total career earnings for 9 years in the league was like 14 mil. And I just made $465 million in one contract.
Bada Baines. Congratulations.
Yes. I felt vindicated. It took a while for me to get there, but when I did, I got money. I got the Mike
What a
Trout
journey.
money, the
Nice.
Fernando Valenzuela money. I don't know if you
No.
made any money back then.
Now, Patrick, I'm curious to know.
Fernando Tatis, not Venezuela.
I didn't even know who it was. It was just
the
like,
world.
Yeah.
Somebody.
Mark's just doing the over his head, and I stopped listening like 2 minutes ago. So it didn't
Once
go-
you hit 465 million, you're like, wow, what am I doing here?
465 million.
Yeah, that's all I needed to hear. No, but I wanted to know, Patrick, has there been any like I don't know what you call this, like spill off into real life, like where you see the Cincinnati Reds in real life and you're just like, how dare you? Like like you just like how they made you feel in the game. Like, has that spilled over into how you see them in real
Yeah,
life now?
so I was at work the other day, and I have a great view of Great American Ballpark. I looked over there, and I just shut the shades. I was like, screw you guys.
You just run out to the stadium, stand outside, and you're like, "You guys suck!" Just
You
yell at them. You're
suck!
like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
He's Novacell. We traded him.
Yeah. So once I was finished with that, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna take it easy, play a little Apex, and then this past Friday, Mass Effect Trilogy Legendary Edition came out. So currently in the middle of the first one. And a lot of people don't like the first one because just Mass Effect 2 was just so much better than the first one. But I like the world building in the first one. So I do enjoy
Sets
Mass
the
Effect
stage.
1. Yeah, it really does set the stage
good.
for the rest of the series. And I really like it. So I'm about halfway through. I got about 50% of the trophies. I'm going for the platinum since there's no difficulty trophy on this one, which I'm really excited about. So yeah, I'll have a really good time with that.
We got to talk about real quick that trophy list is amazing. Like I opened it up and I was like, why are there two lists? I only opened Mass Effect 1. What's this other list? And I went in and saw how they had divided out all the either the hard stuff or the crazy stuff and just put it all on an independent list. You know, this is like, I don't think this has ever happened to a video game where they just make a separate list based on the 3 games alone, like in like siphoned off the really tough stuff. It's like a DLC, but like at launch. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah,
that they made it so friendly.
Right. Yeah. When I saw the trophy list when it first came out, it said that you would need to beat it on insane difficulty.
Right.
But when the game came out and they just separated the difficulty trophies into a separate trophy list, I was like, what is that? Why would I go after those if it's not for a platinum?
I mean, it's to give you the option, I think. I mean, to give you the platinum, I think, to honor the game and to like, yeah, I mean, because even still to get the platinum, you still have to play a good bit. You have to play using all the characters, all the moves in some way or another. I think it's a solid list. It's a fair list. The one before was like nuts. You had to play it like through the game 3 times, at least.
Yeah, because because it was like the trophy list for this one was complete 5 missions with your Krogan character.
Yeah, exactly. Before you had to play the majority of the game.
The majority of the game
with a character to get that trophy, and now it's play 5 missions. I'm gonna get to play with all the characters. I've never done that. Like when I played it the first time, I was thinking maybe I would get the platinum trophy on PS3 or no, on Xbox, not the platinum trophy, but get all the achievements. So I played with like 2 characters the whole time. So now I get to play 5 missions with each one. Like that excites me. It's going to give variety to it, and
heads up,
cool.
Heads up, the side missions, the assignments count as missions. So I've only done 2 main missions, and I've already completed all of the character mission trophies already.
Nice.
So because I've done all this,
that's hilarious.
And that's because I love this game so much. I'm doing all the side missions first.
I'm totally going to do that too.
Because I don't want the story to end. So I'm doing all the other, small things like, hey, find this person, find a data pad on this planet and bring it back to the Presidium. I'm like, yep, I'm going to do that before I even do anything else.
Got it.
Yep.
On my way.
So,
are you playing it pretty much the same way you did the first time? Sorry, Mark.
No, you just,
yeah, I was like, I'm gonna try something else. I'm gonna be a renegade, and I'm gonna choose a different class. So I was like in the menu choosing. I'm like, nope, I can't. It's weird. Like I don't want to do it. I don't want to do the renegade. I've done a couple renegade because one of the trophies is to get 75% of the Paragon or 75% of the renegade points. Like, okay, so then I can do a couple renegade things. Like there was a guy that he wanted to be set free, or he was going to go to jail or something like that. And one of the option was to just to shoot him. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to shoot you. I don't like you. You're a bad person, and I'm going to be a renegade. I'm a Spectre now. I can do whatever I want.
Yeah.
No repercussions. You're dead.
Boom.
And I didn't like it. I was like, no, I don't want to do this.
It didn't feel good.
Yeah, it didn't feel
good.
good.
Reload the save.
Yeah.
So I will have you know that I have never played Mass Effect for longer than like 5 minutes, I think. And
you haven't really played. You've looked at the menus.
I guess.
I'm just messing with you. I mean, just 5 minutes is so short.
5 minutes back in the day was a loading screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. You loaded it.
Well, it is in my queue for GameFly.
Man,
so
that is a. I mean, you might as well just buy it.
Yeah, I can't.
Because you'll have that
right
game for 4 months.
At least, yeah, just play like a few hours, and if it really sinks its teeth into you, then you can buy it.
Yeah, and I would recommend don't do the side missions. Just like go towards the main missions, because you're gonna get a lot of the story,
Yeah.
through there. But there's just the lore and the history
amazing.
with the Mass Effect. I mean, this was
rich.
not like this game's not based off of books, not based off of a movie or a TV show. This was a world that BioWare just created out of nothing, and it was just it's so awesome how much history that they have within this game.
It's somewhere. I think it's somewhere between Star Wars and Spaceballs lore, where it's not quite Star Wars level of like top tier, but it's still it's still really good. It's like the B Star Wars. I don't know. I don't really know how else to explain it because it's got a lot of the elements of Star Wars. Like it's a space opera, like just like Star Wars.
Yeah, I think it's more of like a Star Wars /
Mixed
Fallout,
with,
but space travel. Without,
Okay.
because there's a lot of dialogue. You're talking to everyone. You're figuring out who they are.
There is.
And then,
It's true.
And
That's
then
what got me was the dialogue.
there's a lot of dialogue,
stuff.
and you don't have to do that.
Mhm.
But that's what makes all the missions farther into the game, and it leads up to this big huge crescendo, and like it just the ending, if you know what is going on, if you know the backstory with the Krogan and the genocide that they've had, or the Quarians and how they are coming into play and what their backstory is, how are they a part of your story? Like you're only going to get that is if you talk to them and get their backstory, get the reasons why they're doing what they're doing. And then all that stuff gets thrown into your codex in the menu. And what's cool about the codex is a majority of those entries are audio files. So
Are
it is
they?
like,
I didn't know that.
yeah, it's
Nice.
all, you can read it if you wanted to, but there's a narrator that just reads it for you. And I love that part too. And I'm just sitting there, and I'll sit there and I'll just let it play. I'll save
Can
up
you
some
like
codex entries.
run around and stuff? Like
No,
run
you
around
have to
while
stay in
it's
the
playing?
menu. You have to stay in the menu.
Oh, okay.
It would be cool if you could do that while you're running around.
Yeah, because that's how BioShock is with a lot of its collectibles. It's their audio files that play while you're like running around and fighting and doing those are my favorite collectibles that like that intermix with everything else, so you don't have to stop and read or listen or interrupt gameplay.
And I don't do that with games really. I mean, but Mass Effect has really clicked with me with their space travel and the alien races and all, like, because it feels like it would be real the way they do it. So I love it. I love the story.
Nice.
That's why I love Mass Effect 1 still.
Spoilers for my update. I also started up Mass Effect, and I'm doing the opposite playthrough as I did originally. So I'm playing as Femshep.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna play as a renegade, and I called her Mara Jade, ode to
Nice.
Star Wars Legends.
There you go.
She's biotic, so she has force powers, which is like Mass Effect's version of force powers is biotic. She's like half biotic, half tech. I think like a Sentinel or Vanguard. I can't remember which one. I think it's Sentinel. But yeah, so I'm really excited. I'm not gonna play too much of it right now, but I just wanted to start it out and see what it looks like, and it does. You can tell it's an older game, but at the same time, it still looks pretty, still looks beautiful, and I'm excited to get into the lore again, for sure.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, that's Lucas. Do you want to continue on?
No, I don't really want to.
Okay.
No, I don't think I will.
Nope, I'm good. I'm gonna pass it on to Mark, as
All
is
right.
tradition.
Passing it on.
But
All right,
Patrick,
so
I appreciate that sentiment, though. I didn't want to sound like I was rejecting you.
Sure.
I
I
love
mean, it would have been natural, but whatever.
he's like,
No,
sure,
that
I'm slightly offended, but okay.
All
It,
right.
it did sound oddly like rejection.
I mean, it kind of was, but it was brotherly rejection.
Yeah. Hate you.
All right,
too.
Mark.
All
Yep,
right,
great.
so I'm actually going to start with the gaming side of things first. And first off, I've been kind of chomping at the bit to actually say this and announce this.
Is it chomping at the bit or champing at the bit?
Chomping?
It's chomping, right? Champing at the bit. What does it mean to champ?
I don't know. Maybe here.
What was
Continue.
that audio?
Continue.
Okay. So.
Champing at the bit. I thought it was chomping as well.
Yeah. I bet you we're all wrong, and it is champing at the bit. But anyway, so I've been kind of wanting to announce this for a little bit since I kind of figured things out. Since we are coming up on the closing of Royale Rumble, our last stream of that will be this Saturday, where I'll be streaming Hyperscape, which that'll be interesting to see if today's stream of Spellbreak is any sort of indicator. If I'm having problems with that game, I'm sure going to have problems with Hyperscape. But I'll get into that in a second.
Gotcha.
But yeah, next week I will be on vacation. I will be in the Outer Banks.
Spring break, woohoo!
Woohoo! So we will not have any streams, at least on my part, next week. Lucas and Chris can hold things up on their end. Yeah. But we're going back to GMG Gotham for next month. But technically, we're going to have games of the month.
Yeah.
And there's a reason for that. So the first part of the month is the 2016 Ratchet and Clank. And then on June the 12th, which is the day after the game comes out, I will be playing Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart.
Ooh, nice. Are you buying that?
Good choice.
Oh,
Yeah.
looking forward to that one.
First real show off, I think, of the PS5's power.
I agree. I agree 100%.
For sure. From what I hear. Anyways.
So I'll be streaming that once it comes out. But I figured, let's jump into the previous Ratchet and Clank game. Can't talk. Since we're gonna have to wait a little bit because it's mid-month. So I figured I think I got that game on like PS Plus or something like that. So one of the few PS Plus games I actually grabbed. So yeah, we'll be jumping into 2016's Ratchet and Clank since I have only ever briefly played a Ratchet and Clank game. I've never actually played through a full game, but it always looks super fun. So definitely going to be playing through that, and I'm excited for the new Ratchet and Clank game to come out because it looks awesome. But yeah, I'm super excited for that to happen. But for this month, we have been going through Royale Rumble. And so I played, in the past week, I have played Warzone with Mike Doherty, Splig, and Vic Bagheera. Been playing, I played a few games of Warzone with them, and man, there is entirely too much. Is there something going on? Is okay?
There is something
I
going
found
on.
out what it's champing.
Patrick's fault.
It's
it
champing
champing?
at the bit. It's okay.
He was right.
There is one definition of bit is a metal mouthpiece used for controlling a horse, and
Right.
one definition of champ is to bite or chew noisily. These are the senses meant in the idiom champing at the bit, which refers to the tendency of some horses to chew on the bit when impatient or eager. In its figurative sense, it means to show impatience while delayed or just to be eager to start.
Well done,
Interesting.
Patrick.
Well, Pat fact.
you
There
are
you go.
correct.
Boom.
Oh,
Yep.
dang. A pat fact. That
Pat
never
fact.
happens. I'm usually the
Yeah.
one asking questions.
Well, here's your one. Everybody gets one.
Yeah. All
Yep.
right. I'm done.
Broken clock.
I'm
Thanks,
out.
Spider-Man. So yeah. Yeah, I played Warzone with Mike and Vic, and
Nice.
also Caleb from the Mountain Nerds podcast.
Nice.
Hey,
Yeah.
Mr. Exclamation Mark himself.
Yep,
3.
He's been trying to make up for that.
He
I
has
think
been. It's
I
been
think when he
it's
came
been
into my
fantastic.
chat the other night, he did like 8.
Oh, he's like, just to be safe,
Yep.
you're doing 8.
Yep.
Giving you 8, just to be clear.
but yeah, I played with them, and while Warzone looks beautiful, and there's a lot of fun customization things you can do, there is entirely too much stuff going on in that game.
There is a lot.
I could not handle it all. They carried me to a first place win. But we got a win.
Nice.
A win's a win, I guess. As we like to say.
You can move on.
Did you pay for their medical bills?
No.
Oh, what?
Maybe in like Call of Duty points. Maybe.
It sounds like there is too much going on if you have Call of Duty points.
Yep. So yeah, it was fun, and it's not as bad as I thought it was when I first played it. Like back when it launched. For those not able to see right now, for some reason everybody is turning off their video, and I have no idea why.
For those who can't read the chat, Ronnie is trying to kill a bug.
He's gonna kill it. He's like, all right, this podcast has to put to a halt. I gotta kill this bug.
Sorry, I can't.
I was just turning off my screen. Let's turn off my screen just because he did it. So just for kicks and giggles.
Okay. All right. Let me continue then.
Sorry, we are interrupting you.
Carry on.
So yeah, but no, I had a lot of fun playing that, even though there was just entirely too much going on, and I think I ended up I played for about an hour and a half, and then I was like, okay, guys, I think I'm done with Warzone. I'm really happy to play with you guys, but I think this is a little too much for me, and I switched to Apex.
Nice.
So yeah,
I've never seen that coming.
Never.
Easy to fall back on.
And so is he dead?
Did you survive?
You're muted.
His mic is dead.
Oh no, I did mute that. I didn't want you guys to hear me scream. No, I had to kill this bug. It was like just like buzzing by my head back and forth. I was like, I can't do this anymore.
Goodness. Ding dong, the bug.
We're all good now.
It
was a stink bug.
All right. You didn't kill it inside your house, did you?
What?
Did you kill it inside your house?
I injured it inside my house.
And then threw it outside?
Threw it out my house.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You don't want to kill those inside.
Nope.
Are you going to pay for its medical bills? Medical bills?
Bills.
Gonna pay those bills and pay automobiles. Okay. So, then on Saturday nights, we got the old squad back together. We got Patrick and Ronnie and Matt, a.k.a. Arctic Warlocks, a.k.a. Arctic M77, but really Arctic Warlocks. We got the old squad back together and jumped into some PUBG.
Oh, we did
We
play
got
PUBG.
to play some PUBG.
Yeah, we
There
did.
you
It was
go.
great. So, yeah, except for in the afternoon. So Pat and I jumped on, and we figured let's just kick the dust off, try to
Kick the dust off?
shake the dust off, kick it off.
I think it's
Shake
champ
the
it
rust
off.
off?
Champ the dust.
The dust? I thought it's
So,
rust.
I was-
Shake off the rust. Isn't it?
It's something.
It's whatever you want it to be.
Yeah. Mhm.
Oh, okay. Fine.
We
That's good to know.
were not good at it, and we wanted to be good at it. So we decided to boot up PUBG in the afternoon, play some matches to make sure we were able to play well. And we did not. We did not
No,
play
we
well
didn't.
at all. I think one of our goals at one point was to shoot somebody.
Yes, because the first two matches we played, we did not shoot a bullet.
It's also bizarre because when you guys came in, it's like we picked up really quickly, and started doing well. Like everybody's like, down, killed him, down, he's down. Another one coming, down. He's also down.
Got them both.
I'm like, where are you guys at?
Everyone, down.
Where are you guys
That's
at?
where
Pat
we're
just
at.
killed
Down.
5 people.
But yeah, in the afternoon it was rough stuff. And
Well, yeah, I was level 1. Mark and I are level 1, and the person who killed me, he was level 500. I'm like, well, I mean, I deserved it, I guess.
that's
Gotta take a
horrible
bow
skill-based
sometimes.
matchmaking. But yeah, we played a couple of rounds of the actual battle royale mode. They also have a deathmatch mode on there, which is garbage.
Oh.
Absolutely hated that. Was dying.
The mode
every
is
5
garbage,
seconds.
or it's hard.
It's
Yes.
PUBG, so it's all garbage.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
I feel like it was better this time though. It was so much less glitchier.
The jank has improved.
No,
It has
no.
improved.
Let's go back a little bit. We were readying up to play, and my game crashed.
That's true.
So it was jank from the start. And I was like, well, nothing has changed from this game because I remember this happened 3 years ago.
Then it was pretty clear sailing though afterwards.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it's the jank has improved, but the jank is still there.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So Ronnie's right though. When we all jumped on in the evening though, like we were on it. We didn't get any wins, but we were on it. We were getting kills and
close.
everything.
We
were
got
like
close to
second and
wins.
third place, I think.
Like 3, 3, and 2 or something like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For the 3 that I played.
So just couldn't make it happen, but we got dang close. But it was fun. I was pleasantly surprised.
I think it was fun because we had the old crew back together.
Yeah, that certainly helped for sure.
Other than Eric, if Eric was there, we would have had the serious OG crew back.
Oh,
He
yeah.
would have definitely gotten us all killed though.
Oh yeah, he would have been like, all right,
I gotta go get that care package.
Yeah, there's
Get the
5
care
guys over
package,
there. I'm gonna go get them.
Gosh, like
Oh, dude, the care packages. I was always freaking out when we went to those.
they're out
I'll
in the
lie
open.
here in the grass. You go ahead.
Well, yeah, and like so in Apex, I mean, you have to shoot a guy like 15 times for him to die. If you do it in PUBG, they're dead in like 4 shots. You're like, oh, well, like there's no getting back from that.
Yep. And at least with Apex, there's trails, like so where you can see people are shooting, where they're shooting from. Not in PUBG.
PUBG, you're like,
have no idea.
Where is it coming from?
Yep.
You start getting
And
lit
you're
up
dead.
red.
Just all of a sudden, and I'm down.
Where are they shooting from? I don't know.
Normally, if they get you with 1 shot, you're like, well, here come the rest of them. I'm dead. It's just immediate death almost. Like you almost never get away.
Just stand there. Like, all right, I'm just gonna take it.
But no, it was a lot of fun for sure. And then today, I jumped, or at least attempted, to jump into Spellbreak, which I had an early afternoon edition. Well, it was more late afternoon, but anyway, afternoon edition of Royale Rumble. Since we are recording tonight, I did an afternoon recording. Tried to jump into Spellbreak, and I could not queue into a game.
I could have told you that was gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was bummed because I don't know if it's just because there's not very many people playing, or
Yes.
because it was 3:00 in the afternoon on a Tuesday.
No.
Or both.
Yes.
Is it a horrible game? I mean, I don't even know what it is.
No, it's actually a really good game, and it's actually, spoilers, part of my list of unpopular games that I enjoy.
Serious spoilers.
See, we could have let Marc go last. He could have nailed the transition with
Dang.
that.
Right,
We should've.
Lucas, you son of a gun.
Trying to.
Oh,
It's
easy
okay.
there, killer.
Fun.
I'm gonna throw my shuriken at you.
Oh, the sure can.
Is that your key guy?
Wow. Something else. Something.
So, but yeah, I was like 4-5 minutes and not getting put into a game. I started with
Oh, man.
squads.
Oof.
I was like, well, maybe I'll switch to solos and see if that does it. Nope. 4 or 5 minutes. Well, we're switching to Apex. So the rest of the time, the rest of the time I played Apex. We got a win in arenas and a couple wins on Battle Royale. So that was
Nice afternoon.
a good afternoon for sure. But yeah, that's been pretty much my gaming update. On the real life front, things have been kind of weird around here. I don't know if you've seen the news lately, but we have had a major gas shortage here in this part of the country because there was a major pipeline that got hacked by a hacker organization known as Darkside, not to be confused with the villain of Justice League, Darkseid.
But you're going to say the Sith.
Or the Sith, yeah, the dark side. But yeah, so they hacked this pipeline, and their computer systems were down for several days. Now, granted, we did not actually have a shortage in the country. It just made prices go up. However, like toilet paper and everything else that's happened during this pandemic, everybody started panic buying. And when they started panic buying, we had major gas shortages. I mean, there were people like filling plastic bags with gas.
Well,
I mean, that's a good place to keep your gas in a plastic bag. That's not going to eat through it. Not at all.
Nope, not at all.
Yeah, not to mention you're not keeping it contained the way that it should. I mean, that fuel degrades and stuff like that. So
Can you imagine spilling
People be
gas in your
crazy.
car like that? Like you just can't get rid of some things.
How? I mean, like sometimes when I'm like carrying a garbage bag full of garbage, like and trying to tie that thing, it's rough. Trying to make sure gas doesn't get out
Fill
of there.
up a
Like,
bag of gas.
get out of here.
That is crazy.
yeah, people get real stupid when somebody tells them there's a shortage. But anyway, yeah. So we had a gas shortage. Things have gotten better around here, though. I'm not sure about other parts of the southeast where they were all along the pipeline. But after Friday, we were good. We were able to get gas. But like Wednesday, Thursday, and into Friday, excuse me. Yeah, there was like gas nowhere. Everywhere was out of gas. So it was really frustrating, and it's just like, people, stop panicking. It's okay. But regardless, here we are.
That's nuts.
Yeah. But I'm glad it wasn't like super long term or anything, because
So how many gas bags do you have?
Yeah.
I don't disclose that type of information.
He uses
keep
the
that to
styrofoam
yourself.
coolers.
There you go. Fill those babies up.
Yep.
You know, Mark, I've actually lived through something like that like 3 years ago here in Brazil when the truckers went on strike. And it was before I think we were recording the podcast, maybe like the summer before we started recording in 2018. And we got to the point where we were running on fumes. And the family we were living with at the time, because it was when we were transitioning to live in Sao Paulo, where we live now. And he had an extra car that was full of ethanol. And thankfully, we have a lot of cars here are flex fuel, so flex tanks, so you can go between gasoline and ethanol. And we had to siphon his second car into both of our vehicles so that we could then get to the gas station like after like 3 days. I think it was almost a week where the truckers were on strike, maybe 2 weeks, and we ran out of gas fast, like nationwide. It was crazy.
Yikes.
Good for those guys that
kinda
are sticking
scary.
it to the man.
Yeah, oh yeah, they stick it to the man here all the time. Like every career, like every workforce has gone on strike at least once a year. Like it's just like, oh, the teachers are on strike. Oh, the bus drivers are on strike. Oh, the garbage men are on strike. Like it's nuts. And they'll go on strike and they won't do anything. Like they'll just wait
Wow.
till they get what they
It's
want.
like the Wild
Like,
West
it's
out there.
serious. It really is. the Wild West.
But yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I'm glad it wasn't that long, because I regularly have to make 2-hour trips there and back to my church, and so that makes things kind of difficult to get there and back if we don't have gas.
It's a long bike ride.
Yep, absolutely. But also on the IRL front, we celebrated my father-in-law's 60th birthday on Sunday.
Happy birthday.
Naturally, what did we do? We went to La Coretta.
Of course.
But that's what he wanted to do. Yeah, we went to dinner with him at La Coretta, and then afterwards went home and had cake and stuff, and we played some Jackbox. We played some Fibbage,
Nice.
which they absolutely love Fibbage. It was a great time, for sure. And then today was good. Had a nice day off, so that's how I was able to stream an afternoon stream. So got a lot of stuff in terms of work for church and stuff done, like the website and stuff like that done. So, but all in all, pretty good week. Just getting prepped for vacation.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be good.
Lucas.
Hi.
How was your week, sir?
It was pretty good. We are currently still getting settled in our home, unpacking boxes, of course, and I pretty much I've gotten to the entertainment area, the living room, almost to 100%. It's like maybe 85%. We do need to hang some stuff on the walls, like our brick wall here behind me. Eventually, you're going to see familiar paintings that you've seen in past streams, or I don't know, in other situations. Greatest hits, yeah. But the other thing that we're going to be doing soon is I'm actually going to be setting up my speakers of our entertainment unit area in actual surround sound for the first time since living in Brazil. Most of the time, either we've set up the speakers like just in a half circle in front of us, so it's been like front surround sound, or like I think for the past month or two when my receiver got fried, we went off the TV sound, which was an abomination. Like it was awful. I don't know if you guys have used TV sound. I know newer TVs now are really good, but my TV's from 2008, so the speakers in that baby are not that great. But I found a guy that could fix receivers, and he fixed ours, traded out the motherboard, traded out some other stuff that had gotten fried by a lightning storm that had hit us a couple months ago. And so now we have the speakers again, and we bought some wires and some shelving to set it up around the living room. So it's going to be pretty nice here in a few weeks when we have that set up. Also, what's been going on in the living room is some rodents running across the ceiling. And they haven't like come into the house or anything, but when you're sitting in the living room and you hear,
so what is it?
I don't know. Like we've heard a little bit of like squeaking, and you can
Man.
hear like little claws on wood. So I think they have to be rats or mice or something. Like we're really close to the woods, so the landlord mentioned it could be squirrels, it could be, but they're very nocturnal. Like most of the time, their activities at night, and yeah, it's not cool, and it's really like creepy. And thankfully, the landlord has been very helpful. He's been trying to, set traps and throw out poison in certain parts of the house that will hopefully get rid of them. But that's not been successful after a couple weeks, and so he has a professional coming out this week, and so I will definitely have an update next week to see if we've taken care of the rodents. But shout out to Reinaldo, our landlord. He's a really great guy, and he's been very helpful in getting us set up and settled here. The other in real life thing, the IRL stuff that's been going on, I want to give a shout out to Chris the Rock. He did his 13-hour birthday extra life stream this past week on May 13th, and that guy raised $1,200 for the kids.
Nice. Congrats, man.
Awesome.
Yeah, a huge congrats to him. He did. He Chris the Rocked it for sure. He had like the original goal of like 313, and I think he had it beat within the, before he even started the stream, and then he just kept notching it up little by little. And by the end, I think it's like 1195 or 1185, something like that. But man, what a great stream he had. It was a blast. I hung out with him for a lot of it, helped him to get about actually exactly 31 platinums in total in the 13 hours that he streamed. So it was quite the journey. It was pretty fun to coach him and help him out. At one point, I was like reading text to him for him to click on in some of these really cheesy platinum games. That was just downright. It was so bad. Like the games are so bad, and then I'm just like, okay, click this, click this, click this, now click this.
Yeah, I came in on that, and that was like the weirdest thing ever. I'm like, what is going on with this game?
Yeah, and he did the stacks of the games. So we did those games, like there was 2 of them that we did like that, and he did it 3 times each. I was like, it's a good thing this thing only takes 10 minutes to do, because man, this is awful. But he did it, and it was for the kids. So it was fun. On the gaming side of things, 2 highlights from this past week. I got yet again the Habroxia Platinum, and I not only got the Platinum for Habroxia, but I returned to Twitch streaming.
Yeah, he is back.
I'm twitching once again. I guess you could say I've abandoned YouTube, but for whatever reason, in the new house with the new internet, I was like, you know what? Let's see if Twitch will work better than it has in the past. Because in the past, at both, I think I've only twitched from our house in Sao Paulo. I don't remember if I ever streamed from the house we lived in before. And so in using Twitch, it always glitched out on me in terms of like the chat, like every other phrase, or people would write stuff and I couldn't see it. Everyone else could see it, whether I was streaming or I was watching someone else's stream. It was really bizarre. And so after trying to Twitch stream for a while, I gave up on it. That's why I went to YouTube and, built that up. We got that up to over 100 subscribers. But I was like, you know what? Marc is on Twitch. Chris is on Twitch. We're going to be the GMG stream team. I really want us all to be on Twitch. And so I got on mine and streamed, and without a hitch, everything was working. Had a cool little, good little crew of people there hanging out with me while I played Habroxia, and it was fun. It was a good time. So I'm back on Twitch officially as Mr. Pastor Coach Ham. Added the coach because that's what Chris kept calling me during his Twitch stream when I was coaching him along with his platinum getting. So it was good times. And then besides that, the other highlight is that I got the Final Fantasy VII Platinum, Final Fantasy VII Remake. That was Platinum number 225. Thank you very much. That's number 82, Platinum number 82 for 2021. I was really nervous going into it because hard difficulty is not for the weak of heart. It can get pretty tough. But honestly, I discovered when I got back into it that the bark was worse than the bite. I had to shake the dirt off, as it were, Marc, and took a little bit to get used to the controls and remember how everything works. But man, it was like riding a bike. It was good. It was fun. Took care of the last half a dozen bosses that I had to fight, and then did like a little mini game on a motorcycle and got the platinum. It was great. And then I look forward to playing it on PS5 again someday. And checking out that DLC when I can get my hands on a PS5. It's going to be Final Fantasy fantastic. Yeah, and then that's our GMG VGBC game for this month, and I think into June, and then a little bit in July. So for sure, Chris the Rock and I, and then maybe Patrick will be doing a spoiler cast eventually.
Yeah, I think I could.
We'll see.
I would. I mean, like, I'm not big on the Final Fantasy games. Obviously, this was only the second Final Fantasy game that I ever played.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. I want to play the sequels, so I might be in there as well.
Yeah, you just have to do a little brush up on, what you played a while ago. So
yeah. I'll be able to homework. Figure it out. But sure. Don't forget about the TPR GMG VGBC GTA 5 PS5 SX game that's going on in November.
Oh my gosh.
I know. I can't wait.
Don't forget about that one.
I'll never forget.
Pretty soon we're going to be using like the entire alphabet.
Hey. We aren't already?
We're close.
Yeah, you added some numbers in there. It was like acronyms with numbers. Sure.
I see a hieroglyph in here. What's going on?
Yep. That's how it works. But yeah, I let's see. I think right now I currently sit at 90 platinums, and
for the year.
For the year. Overall, it's like 233. I think I started with 143. Now I'm at 233, and I'm thinking this is something I was thinking. Maybe you, Patrick, you can tell me if this is a possibility. I was thinking if I get a few more platinums and get right to the 100th platinum of the year, the 100th platinum could be We Were Here Together.
Oh I don't know, man. That's the
Come
like,
on.
that's like, even though we're like in the middle of that game, like going back to that game is just, it's not the thing I want to do.
But we love the series, yet
I
we
loved
hate
one. The
this
first one was
game.
fun.
I know.
The second
I
one was
know.
worse. The third one is unplayable.
It's not unplayable.
You've got to
It's
be kidding
just
me. There's like,
not
they're
fun.
not, these puzzles are not even puzzles.
They're nonsense.
There's
They've
no
run
way to
out of
figure them
puzzle
out.
ideas. Okay, they've run out of puzzle ideas. Give them a break.
He's like, no,
they're-
I will not. I will not
What-
give them a break.
No,
What
the
game is
ship has
this?
sailed.
We were here. It's a
It's even
co-op
got a
puzzle
crappy
game.
name.
It's pronounced worst game ever.
It's even got a crappy name.
Listen, Patrick, you cannot deny that we love the first two games. We love the franchise as what it represents.
Yes, but
we hate
it
this
was fun
game.
because the puzzles were like, they were smart. These puzzles are just not even puzzles. They're like,
Maybe
hey,
we
let's
need
see
to
if
get
you can
smarter.
figure this out because no one else can.
All right.
Patrick,
see.
you're just
Let's
gonna play this Candyland
pencil me
game with
in.
Lucas, and you're gonna like it.
Yeah, exactly. Just play this
Just
Candyland
sit down
game
and
with me.
shut up.
Shut your face. And hear what I'm saying. We love the franchise, but we hate this game.
The argument didn't work at the beginning, though. I don't know if it's gonna work now.
You hear what I'm saying?
The bold
hear what
strategy
you're trying to
to
say.
throw in a row.
And I feel there's a ninja in our presence.
He's just trying to wear you down.
He's ready for a shuriken.
You're gonna
Bring
get a
on the
text.
topic.
Yeah, sure can. The ninja sure can.
This brings us to our topic, folks. The games we love that everybody else hates.
Is that what we're doing?
That's right, folks. We are talking about the games that we love. And for some reason, we think everybody else hates them or more people hate them than love them. We don't know. We don't really have any statistics. And probably the things we're going to throw out there, some of us are going to be like, oh, I don't hate that game. But it's just how it is sometimes. So we're just going to jump in.
Okay.
Yeah. So guys, I was thinking, here's what I was thinking.
What were you thinking?
That
What
we
were you
don't
thinking?
just focus on the present, like games we like now or even recent, because I feel like if we go back into the recesses of our mind, back when we were kids, back when we were teenagers, maybe even young adults, there were games that we played that few to no other people played. So I really want to start from that context. Can you think of like an early game, like maybe your first game or the first game you realized you were the only one playing the game, game that you loved back when you were younger that everybody hated and people still hate today, or maybe don't like or don't really think it's that great? What do you got?
I think for me, and I don't know if I would use the word people hated it. It's just people,
Okay,
not as
maybe a
many
strong
people
word.
were, not as many people were
Right.
playing it.
They didn't share your love for
Yeah,
it.
and that's Star Tropics. Maybe it's just because I have nostalgic memories of playing with my best friend growing up. But I loved that game growing up. I just loved it was like Uncharted meets Zelda meets like Indiana Jones type stuff, which I guess is kind of borderline Uncharted anyway. But obviously it was 8-bit graphics, all that kind of stuff, and your movement and things were kind of limited for the time, but still, I still have the music from the game burned into my brain. I still, everything is like, every island is like something cola because they're trying to make fun of Americans, and the main character is like a baseball player, and just a lot of these like Americanized tropes. But I very much enjoyed playing that game, and I don't remember anybody else who played that game.
I never even heard of it until you brought it up.
Same.
And
I think that
Our host has
you
vanished.
liking Star Tropics has really upset Lucas.
Yes,
He's
like,
out of here.
to the point where
Really,
he
really
has
upset
left.
him.
Furious.
And I don't know what that did to your graphics there, Mark, but it's probably all over the place right now.
It did some stuff, and I am adjusting quickly.
You know, like what? Go back 5 minutes where Lucas was like, "Oh, my internet's here is so much better." No, I don't know about that.
I'm gonna be honest. He's been having some issues tonight. Like
Maybe a little bit of fake news.
Just
Yeah.
watching his video.
Yeah.
Should we just keep rolling?
Yeah, let's just keep going.
Yeah, we can keep going.
Yeah. We'll see what when he comes back. I don't know. Maybe he has to reset his router or something. I don't know. But yeah, Star Traffic's for you. I had never even heard of that before. Before you was like, hey, I'm gonna.
What system was that on?
The NES.
NES.
Yep. There's actually a sequel to that. They made a sequel, so obviously it was popular enough to where they warranted making a second game. But
I mean, like, what was it on NES?
Yep.
As well.
Yep. It was actually, I believe the sequel was the last NES game that they made.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because by then they were moving all on to 16-bit stuff and going on to Super Nintendo and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I think at that point, I think that was, if not the last, one of the last games that they made for the NES during its original run. But yeah, I feel like that game does not get enough love from people, and specifically from Nintendo, because they don't talk about it anymore.
That's weird.
Yeah, they don't like the main character Mike has not shown up in any other video games. Like, you would think he's perfect for like a Smash Brothers character, but sure enough, they have not acknowledged him at all.
How many old characters like that Nintendo just has, like, just in a bank that they could use whenever they want, though? Like,
I'm sure there's tons.
Hundreds.
So that's one for me. What about you guys?
So my game, the first one that I thought of, because it's a game that I played so much, and I have mentioned it on the show before, it was Test Drive Eve of Destruction. And it was an original Xbox game, and it's basically a demolition derby game, which I always thought was awesome.
Yeah.
But it has like a season mode and everything where you just keep upgrading your car. It's kind of like a Gran Turismo type, season or whatever that you go through in the game. But this was like this was the time of the original Xbox. So as far as people hating it, I don't know. I just don't know anybody else that's ever mentioned it in my life. Like, my cousins and stuff would come over, and we would just all, like, 4 players, we'd play this game like for hours and hours on it.
Yeah, I've never heard of it. Can't say I've ever heard of it.
I mean, most people have heard of, like, the Test Drive series of games. Like, they have all kinds of games, and in all honesty, most of them are terrible.
I think the what was it Driver? I think that was maybe
Driver.
That was a good one.
That game was like the first realistic driving game, I feel like. When that came out, it's like, wow, the damage and everything is so real in this.
Yeah, when you have car damage, you're like, whoa, this game is...
Yeah, it was intense.
Futuristic.
But no, this game was designed for you to take damage for sure. I mean,
Nice.
there were figure 8 races, and there were figure 8 bus races. So one player could play as the bus going the opposite way, and the idea was to destroy all the other cars, and the other 3 would just be in the pack of cars. It was so much fun.
Did you ever play the game Destruction Derby?
That was sound familiar.
That was a PS1 game, and basically it was the same thing. It's kind of like Wreckfest, but it was in PS1. And I remember playing that, where it's like you have a figure 8, and there's just like that like intersection, and chaos happens.
It's exciting. Yeah.
Goodness.
For me, there was this game from Mortal Kombat. It's called Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks.
I've heard of that.
And it came out around the same time as, like, I think the God of War games. So imagine a God of War game, but with Mortal Kombat characters. So, and like
Sounds
with the
awesome.
Mortal Kombat
I'm interested.
type of game where you are Liu Kang and Kung Lao. And it's kind of like an RPG skill tree type of game where as you progress and earn more XP, you can use that to purchase upgrades like new special moves, new fatalities, and things like
Game
that.
sounds awesome.
Yeah. But I think it was a PS2 game. I remember playing it on a PS2. It might have been for Xbox, not sure. But yeah, it was basically a God of War clone in the Mortal Kombat universe, and it was really really cool. It had a lot of story elements to it. There were times in the game though that it felt like it was too long, where you're just button mashing grunts and just it was you know what I mean, like it like with God of War, like anything you're doing it's flashy, but with this Mortal Kombat game the only drawback is you couldn't do special moves all the time. I mean, you could do uppercuts. There was like the stages on the game were like stages from the original Mortal Kombat 1 and Mortal Kombat 2 games where they had the pit stage, they had all these other stages, the Goro's lair and things like that. So it was all very familiar, but it was just like it was. I don't remember anybody else playing it. The way that I played it is I rented it from Blockbuster.
Nice. Saves the day, Blockbuster.
Yes.
Love it.
You know the thing is like back in like the PS1 days, like there wasn't this like huge gaming network where you could see like, do other people really like this game? You know what I mean? It was like the beginning of all of that. So
Yeah.
like as a solo gamer, like unless your buddy comes over and like games with you, like, you know, don't really know like what the community is thinking about games.
You had to like read a magazine
Yeah.
and see what people thought.
Actually, Elizabeth and I were having a conversation the other day. She's like, "Do you remember like game guides for video games, like those big books?" And I was like, "Yeah, I do. I bought them for multiple games."
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you pretty much like had to do that though. Like, so it's just a different world, I guess.
I
I remember buying
getting
one for Skyrim, I think.
Yeah, I mean that was probably a huge one.
Oh, massive! It was massive.
Yep. Yeah, I remember back in the day, like even before game guides really were like I remember I had a buddy that he would play through the original Legend of Zelda. He would use graph paper and he would map out the dungeons.
Sounds awful.
And and that's because it is. So that I can't imagine that kind of stuff. But yeah, we've come a long way for sure. So just gonna read a few of the Discord, the joiner responses here.
Nice.
First off, old Delvin Cox, the king of nothing. I would love to know where he gets that name from. I know there's a Metallica song called King Nothing, but anyway, he says there was a Mass Effect clone type game. There you go, Pat. That came out for PS3 called Alpha Protocol.
Yes.
And
yes, Delvin. Yes.
Obviously, Patrick approves.
Yes, I do. This is one of those games where it's like they need to remaster it. This Alpha Protocol game was ahead of its time.
He says it was basically if BioWare made a James Bond game. It didn't have the same level of quality of a BioWare game, but I had so much fun playing it and making choices that mattered to my character.
So awesome. I have not heard of anybody who's played Alpha Protocol until now.
Did we just become best friends?
Yep. We just became best friends.
Not that you weren't before. But Sheldor coming out of the woodwork. It's been a while.
That there Shelder.
He says, for me, that one is easy. Fallout 76. Yeah, that game got a lot of bad hype, a lot of bad press for sure. Let's see, and then Rogue Hoffa says, for me, recently, I have to say Anthem. Really like the game, story, gameplay mechanics. I wish it had more content. All the rest I loved. Also, Valiant Hearts, The Great War. I think I played that. is one of my favorite games of the PS4 generation, and I don't see that many people talking about it. It's just a wonderful journey, and I definitely prefer it to all Telltale games.
Hoffa. All right, this Valiant Hearts game is, so I think it was 2017 or 2018. I was like, you know what? I'm going to play as many indie type of games that I can to like get out of my comfort zone. And Valiant Hearts was one of them. It was one of the best, if not the best, World War I stories of all time. There's not many World War I stories really, but this game was like a 2D side scroller, and it was a very emotional game to where at the end I teared up. Like that kind of storytelling in this game. So Hoffa, I am right there with you.
Good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of welcome back, Lucas.
What'd I miss?
You missed me talking about Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks. Did you ever play that one?
I remember seeing it, but I never played it.
It's one of the best unknown games.
All right. Shaolin Monks, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all are making me do some major gymnastics with the overlays here. This is gonna be a real treasure to see when you watch the video.
I can't wait. Yeah, sorry on my part for ditching you. The internet
well,
my computer just stopped working.
Yeah, well, Mark works on that. Lucas,
We're good now.
Oh, well, that was quick.
Whoa.
The wizard Mark over there.
Told you, man.
What a
Hacking into the mainframe.
Mm-hmm.
There's a van.
All right.
That was a hilarious part of PUBG, by the way. We actually found a van.
Get in the van.
Lucas, I shared some. I just
Hi.
shared some of the joiner comments on Discord. I
nice.
got up to Hoffa's comments.
Nice. Well, that's kind of what messed me up. I was actually opening that up because I actually interweaved some of it within some of the things I shared. So sorry if there's redundancy. Did you read Barnabe's?
Oh, what
No,
actually just
did not-
happened?
Did not go that far.
I was opening up Discord and Twitter, and that's when my internet jilted out on me and it cut me off from
It's
you
too much
guys.
power.
Well,
Too
Too
Yeah.
much social media.
Too
To
much
be-
social media.
to be honest with you, Lucas, you've been having issues this whole time with
Have
your
I?
video. Yeah.
Mm. Good to know.
Your audio not syncing with your video, but it's all good.
Weird.
It wasn't like terrible, but
Yeah, gotcha.
but anyways,
Gotcha.
continue. Good sir.
All right. So, the first kind of I didn't have like specific games that came to mind at first. I had more situations, like circumstance and genres that really like I caught on to first, and then I felt like nobody around me was taking part at the same time. And so travel back with me back to middle school
In the Wayback
and
Machine.
the Wayback Machine, and going back to middle school and the realms of the early Final Fantasies, like Final Fantasy VI, Legend of Dragoon, JRPGs that are on PlayStation, games that I know none of you have really played that much.
That's correct.
That's the
And
topic.
that's the games that I loved, especially in middle school and high school. I don't know why I caught on to them. I think it was the story. It was the epicness of it. I'd never played any games where there was like, it was like reading a book, which for some people is like, for me, I loved reading back in the day. And I still love reading, even if it makes me doze off from time to time. But I love that Lord of the Rings epic novel. And I felt like these games, these JRPGs covered that. I mean, I didn't even know at the time they were called JRPGs. I just played like Final Fantasy VI, Final Fantasy VII, 8, 9, more of those, from Super Nintendo to PlayStation 1. I just loved them. And Bernabe Butters, he actually brought up JRPGs in general. He's like, I'm not sure why they are so unpopular here in the US. I love a good turn-based, history-packed, magic, sorcering, sword fighting, dragon involved game. Dragon Quest, Legend of Dragoon, Final Fantasy, Chrono Trigger, Secret of Mana. Right there with you, Bernabe. I just love those games growing up. I don't play them as much now because of kids and life and 9 to 5s. But still, from time to time, I'll jump into, I'm just adding in, MTTG stuff in there.
Yeah,
You know, but all
sounded
that.
familiar.
Yeah, 9 to 5s.
But wait, still.
But we are still saying good morning to you. Yeah. But yeah, that genre of game, like, just, I know a lot of people can't handle them or get bored by the turn-based, you know, just waiting for your turn to choose magic or healing or whatever. And I love those games growing up. So those are some of the games that came to mind. That genre, especially the JRPG one, that definitely hit me back in middle school, high school days. That leads to You Done Messed Up, Aaron.
Too many
I always
A's there.
mess that up. I had too many A's. Aaron. Sorry, Aaron. He said, I second at Barnaby El Ronchas Butters. I've loved JRPGs since I was a kid. That's really the prime reason I've stuck mostly with Sony throughout my gaming life. They've typically had the best selection of console RPGs. They're kind of a niche genre in the West and a dying breed, even to some degree in Japan, as more Western elements filter into RPGs. Not to say that's always a bad thing. Final Fantasy VII Remake's hybrid battle system is amazing. Could not agree more. The other one for me is strategy games. I like turn-based strategy RPGs like Fire Emblem and Disgaea, but also grand strategy games like Total War series. And I second that. I also loved those kind of real-time strategy games. Again, back in middle school and high school, playing Warcraft, Orcs and Humans before it was World of Warcraft. There was not a turn-based, but a real-time strategy game where you could either be the Orcs or the Humans. And that's where the I don't know, the little job's done comes from, is Warcraft. Command and Conquer, Age of Empires, Populous. Like, those are some PC games. That was when I was actually a PC gamer back in the day.
Actually, I have Age of Empires on my list as well.
Nice. Yeah. Well, then throw in your thoughts. What did you like about Age of Empires, Ronnie?
So I think Age of Empires was like the first game as a kid I played where it was like big armies battling. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, like, you're creating your armies and stuff.
Yep.
Like, I remember playing that game for hours, and what I would do is I would set up my own map, and I would put everybody on the map against me, and I would just try and barricade myself in. I think it was at the time, it was around the time of Lord of the Rings and stuff like that. So I basically was trying to build Helm's Deep every time.
Like, of course.
But basically just see how long you can hold out. Like, all the armies are massed against you. Like, it was just a really fun game.
Nice.
Yeah. I loved those games. Just the I don't know, just everything involved, the kind of sim nature that was involved in, like, you had to like balance your resources and build up. You couldn't overstretch yourself or you would, collapse. And I remember playing one of the games I mentioned, Populous. It was I think it was focused on Rome, and you were building the Roman Empire. And if you didn't do things right, if you didn't like build the aqueducts very well, like, people would start getting sick, and then like plagues would break out, and your plebes and your people would all die. It was got kind of dark. Like, you'd lose the game just pretty much destroying the Roman Empire and never rising to power and becoming what they become in real life. But that was a fun PC game back in the day. So those are a couple genres, couple that I had to share. Oh, there's one more joiner that shared about RTSs, not to be confused with what are the things called in Princess Bride?
ROUSs?
Yeah, ROUSs. Don't get those confused. Those are two different things.
Rodents of unusual size.
That's right. Splig at Dopalicious said on Twitter, Tooth and Nail. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it. I only have heard of the game from him.
It's like a board game.
Is it a board game, Tooth and Nail?
I don't know.
Is it Tooth and Nail or Tooth and Tail?
Or Tooth and Tail. Sorry, I misread that.
Tooth and Nail is a Christian rock record company.
I was chomping at the bit there, so I misspoke. Tooth and Tail, he said on Twitter. He said, I love RTS games, but once committing to console gaming on PC all day for work, so didn't want fun to be there also. I couldn't play anymore since it's nigh impossible to micromanage armies without mouse and keyboard. Tooth and Tail changed the control scheme and game economy so that it was streamlined for consoles, and it worked. Such a great game. but multiplayer died pretty fast since it wasn't widely adopted. Lots of crying emojis. I'll re-download it in a heartbeat if anybody wants to play. And he also added as a side note, he actually played the creator and beat him. And he had a little video that he posted from YouTube.
Nice.
The
From
creator?
there. He played the creator and beat him in an online match. So
Here's
not
the
too
thing,
shabby.
though, with like creators, and not to knock down this accomplishment because I'd be pretty proud. I'd have that on my wall probably. But don't you think like the people that create the game might not necessarily be as good as basically all these people that play the game all the time? Like
Yeah, but
chances are, if you created the game, would you play it that much?
You have to play
But
test
wouldn't
it.
you know all the ins and outs of
Yeah.
the game?
Yeah, but I mean, like for example, like let's just say the person who created Call of Duty right now, like I'd be willing to throw in money that saying there's 100 people that could beat him at Call of Duty. Like,
Yeah, I think that's a different story because I think like there's like 3,000 people that have help make Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Like
that's true.
yeah, and there's people who are like professionals and their sole job is to play Call of Duty for a living.
Yep.
Like this creator he's like, this is only 3 years of my life and then I'm going on to something else.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's,
Yeah.
it could be where it's like, hey, I did create this, but it was years ago. Maybe I don't know how to play it as much. Or they're like, hey, this is my bread and butter. I know the ins and outs of this.
I just feel like no matter how good I was at it, like if I were to create a video game, there's a good chance I would not be the best person at that video game, if that makes sense.
I am never the best person in any video game.
I honestly
That
like
is
I'm
not
not
true. That is
I'm-
a lie.
I'm not
Fall
usually
Guys master.
Oh, somebody else got the Fall Guys the platinum, Tim Pollen, which I need to know how he did that, and
I
if
know,
he
right?
streamed it, and if he didn't, then shame on you, Tim.
Yeah, you really, Tim, you really missed an opportunity. We would have been there supporting
That is
you.
awesome.
Of course, we would have made him nervous, and he probably wouldn't have done it. Like he would have failed with all the hype and everything. So it's
Is
probably
that like-
good he did it like a ninja.
That's awesome. Really cool.
Speaking of Tim Pollen, he had this to say on Discord. The one that first comes to mind is Drive Club. Critics hated it. I mean, GameSpot gave it a 50. Giant Bomb, a bomb of 40. The loud minority whined about the multiplayer being broken at launch and demanded a free PS Plus game. Myself and a few friends made clubs, held time trials, even made a Drive Club Facebook group to organize our events and bring in fans of the game. Nerd alert! While all the servers are now kaput, it's still one of my favorite racers and one of my proudest platinums. RIP Evolution Studios. I also have the platinum for Drive Club, so I am with you, Tim. I love Drive Club. That was a really fun game, for
Nice.
sure.
Nice.
Yep.
I guess another one for me. I guess I'll go ahead.
Yep. Do it.
Sunset Overdrive.
Mm.
I absolutely loved that game. I loved the design of the game. I loved all the gameplay. The story was hilarious. But unfortunately, it was released at a point in time where Xbox was kind of at a low point in terms of they were trying to, save face and get back on the right track after the horrible launch of the
TV,
Xbox One.
Xbox, TV.
Call of Duty.
NFL.
But yeah, they were in the midst of trying to work their way back, and that was one of those games that like people played it. Sure, it got positive reviews, I guess, but I just feel like a lot of people skipped out on it, especially because PS4 just jumped right ahead, and I had a lot of fun with that game. However, it looks like it may be getting some new life because
Yeah, I was just going to mention that.
apparently Sony has their hands on it.
Yep.
So that'll be interesting. It is no longer an Xbox exclusive. So
Yeah, because Xbox gave the whatever rights, the IP rights to Insomniac. It stayed with the developers, so
Yeah, isn't Insomniac a first-party developer for PlayStation now?
they are now.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
That would be sweet. I mean, even if they could do a part 2 and like learn from it and make an even better version of that, that would be sweet.
Yeah.
I'll be down for that. I remember seeing, stuff about it, but because it was Xbox only, I just didn't get into it and didn't really pay much attention, but it definitely looked like a fun game.
Yeah. I had a lot of fun with it for sure.
Nice. Now, I did want to note, because I think you guys already went past it. You guys read Sheldor's comment about Fallout 76.
We did. Yep.
Yeah, I'm with you, Sheldor. 100%. Fallout 76, baby. That actually is another one of the games that I love that I know gets so much hate. And I don't imagine you guys had a lot to say about it. So just wanted to throw out there that not only do I love loot-centric games, like not just the fact of getting the loot, but I'm one of those people that will sit there and go through each item and then like way back and forth. Do I want this gun? Wait, this gun has a little bit more. So, and then 2 hours later, I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go out. And I do like a 30-minute mission, get more guns or more weapons or more armor. And then I go back to camp and then I look at it again. Okay, what do I got? What do I need to move around? And I really enjoy that, even though it's a big, huge waste of time. It's a time burn for sure, a time sink. But man, I love my loot-centric games. And Fallout 76 is set in West Virginia. And well, there it is right there. WU. Mm-hmm. So that's that.
Nice.
The next game that I want to talk about is Remember Me.
Oh.
This game came out like in small fanfare. It's a third-person action adventure game where the gameplay mechanic was you would steal people's memories and then you would replay them, but then you would alter the memory from whatever that person remembers and then put it back in their mind for whatever you change. So it could change someone's emotional state or who they were based off of that memory. Like there was a memory in this game where it has something to do with a mom and a daughter, and the mom doesn't know that she has a daughter. I can't remember exactly, but she doesn't know she has a daughter, but then we alter the memory so that she thinks she had a daughter or something like that, which totally changed this person from like a good or a bad person to a good person, the way that it was changed. And it was a short game. It was very shallow. It wasn't very in depth, but that gameplay mechanic and just being able to replay someone's memory and make it different. It was kind of like Inception, where they would go into someone's memory, put in like something subliminal to where they thought it was their own idea. And that's kind of the same thing with this, where you do something different and they think that their memory is this new memory. They don't even remember the old memory the way it was. So it was a really, really cool gameplay mechanic. And I don't remember anybody playing this game, or if there were, it was very, very little amount of people that played this game. I think it came out on Lucas. Did you play it?
Of course he
I
did.
did.
Yeah,
Of course I did.
It might have been a PS Plus game at
It
some
was.
point.
It was a PS Plus. Yep.
I bought it. When it first came out, like it was one of those. It just was so different. It had that like cyberpunk kind of.
It did. Very
feel to
cyberpunk, actually.
It was probably the best
steampunk
cyberpunk
kind of
game.
feel.
Yeah, it was. It was a very different kind of setting that. I love third person. I love futuristic, and I love dealing with like time. And this kind of felt like it was altering and manipulating time because it was someone's memory.
Yeah, well, it was. Yep.
So it felt it was right up my alley, and I really, really love this game. I don't know, can you play this? Is it playable on PS4 or PS5?
It's only on PS3.
Dang.
It may be on PS Now. I don't have access to it in Brazil, but it's possible it's on there.
So this is the year of me replaying games. And if this is on PS Now, I might get like a 1-month subscription just to replay this.
There you go.
Because it's one of those games that was really, really fun. It was came out like 8 years ago or something like that.
I think so. So
So
it was
a lot of it's lost on my mind.
Yeah, it came to PS Plus, I want to say in like 2014. It was like probably it was within a year of me getting a PS3. I got a PS3 in 2013, and that game was actually supposed to be a Sony exclusive, and then they dropped it and abandoned it, and then it just became a third party for everybody. It just was released on everything. And that game, I played, I think, 2/3 of it on hard because I was going, it was at the time,
Really?
well, not at the time, but I played it on hard because I wanted to get the platinum
Yeah.
because I'd read up a little on it and I was like, I think I can do it. And man, it got tough. Some of the fighting system, it just didn't click. So I bumped it down to normal, finished the game, loved the game, but I got every single trophy except for that hard playthrough. So it's on my short list of games I need to just go back and play through on hard. And so I'll probably go back on the PS3 if I can get it to get up and running again. But yeah, I really enjoyed that game. That game was really fun and definitely an underrated. That's a good pick,
Yeah.
Pat, for a game that you love but nobody else does. Ronnie, you got any more games?
I do have another game, but I've mentioned it on the show at length. It's Ark.
I would have never guessed.
Yep. Yeah.
I love it, but it's a piece of crap, and people hate it for that reason. I understand.
I almost bought it the other day. It was $9.99. It was like $10. I was like, and then I read up on the trophy guide even, and the trophy guide's like, it's not that hard to get the platinum on it.
Really?
I was like, if you had a PlayStation,
I think it depends on what that says in there and how, like,
well, there's workarounds.
If it's like capture,
you can break the game, pretty much.
Yeah,
is how you do it.
Well, I mean, you can put yourself in creative mode.
Yeah,
and do whatever you want. Really,
there's workarounds to get it. It's pretty much you cheese the platinum. It's not legit. It takes a long time. Like you said, there's some like certain things that have to happen.
It's very much a grinder. It's actually when you mentioned Alan. Was it like in Fallout? You're like inspecting your gear and stuff, and like doing all this like admin stuff basically for yourself. Ark is a lot like that, where you spend a lot of time like building your base and stuff like that, and setting everything up the way you want it. Like you have to like run electricity, run water pipes and stuff. Like, and you know, there's it takes a long time to do it if you want it to look good. Like you could just have a electric wire just right over the top, like from machine to machine, but if you do it right, you can't see them ever.
Right.
So I always do that and spend hours. And then my honorable mention was Fusion Frenzy. I loved it. It was a free. I think it was a game that came with was it a 360 or was it? I think it was a 360. It's like a bundle pack. I think I got Fusion Frenzy with. And it's like the crappiest little game, just a bunch of mini games, but I always had such a good time doing it.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
sweet deal.
Cool. Yeah, I'm afraid I didn't play that one, but I've heard good things. I know. I think Ryan Straube in our Discord, one of our joiners, he likes that game too.
Yeah, it was always a blast. It was on Game Pass for a while. I don't know if it's still on there. I had it downloaded for a little bit.
Nice. I will throw out just in general retro style games like Shovel Knight. I know that anytime I've talked about Shovel Knight, it's been greeted by silence, but it's all good.
I've been meaning to play it. I just haven't.
It's a good one. Yeah, but I just love mixing the old with the new, and you know, it reminds me. Actually, I was thinking of it the other day because I saw that Celeste was on sale, and that is kind of a retro style, just in terms of its overall look. And so I got it for like $5.
Nice.
And I'm definitely going to be going for that plat and playing through that. So
I think I saw they're making a sequel
to
updated.
That. Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Nice.
Really?
Yeah, I think I saw that.
I am.
Yeah. Let me verify that.
Check it out. But yeah, Patrick, once I play through that, I'll definitely be chatting with you because I know you love that game.
Yes, I would love to talk about that game.
But yeah, I love going back sometimes and playing retro style games, side scrollers. I just love side scrollers. I bought the Contra collection the other day. It was like $4 or $5, and it literally has every Contra game from NES, Super
Really?
Nintendo. It's awesome, and I
It was a
played it
few
with
years
my
ago.
kids.
It was a few years ago I played one of those, and honestly, like, I forgot how terrible the graphics were, but the
It's
gameplay is
awful.
pretty smooth, though.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard too. Like I played it with my kids, and my kids literally died within 5 seconds.
Oh,
Like-
man, you just got to spray and pray.
Oh, yeah, but they didn't get that. They were like running, like they weren't even running. They were just shooting forward, and then James was trying to jump on top of the enemies. I'm like, dude, it's not Mario. You can't do that. You got to shoot them, light them up. Yeah, and man, it's so fun, especially that first one on NES.
I loved that
where
mode.
it goes side to side, and then it goes front,
So
and you're
good.
like running forward, and
Yeah.
it's so awful looking, but it's just
terrible looking.
it's classic. So yeah, those are good. Those are good.
Okay, so I apologize. I got it confused. So the makers of Celeste are making another game, so it is not an actual sequel. They just
You
kind
just
of
broke
announced-
Patrick's heart.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. I mean,
Way to go.
Not doing a sequel. It was a good self-contained story. It doesn't
Accept
need
your
another one.
apology.
All right, you guys got any more games you want to share?
I think I'm
All
good.
hearts clear.
Mm-hmm.
I have a couple. I'm not going to talk too much about because I've talked about it in the past. 24 the game
Oh yeah,
is huge. I bought a second. I bought a PS2 last year just to replay it,
you did.
and then all the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger games from like the Sega and SNES days.
Nice.
There you go.
But that's it.
Yeah.
Now all hearts clear for me.
Well, I have two more honorable mentions real quick.
Okay, all right.
Telltale games, aka Talkie games. I love all of them, and I will play all of them. And I'm pretty sure I have played all of them, all the Telltale games. Whatever. Walking Dead.
Jurassic
I just love Jurassic Park. Oh yeah, Back to the Future.
That was
multiple times.
People were poo-pooing on that game, and I'm like, this game is awesome.
I loved it. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
I love all those. So, and then just honorable mention to Baby Platinum terrible games like My Name Is Mayo, Road Bustle.
Road
just
Bustle.
pure classics.
You can just make up names.
I really could. Syrup and the Ultimate Sweet.
Kick off the dust.
Classic.
Real?
To kick off the dust.
Chomping at the bit.
Ooh.
DX.
By the way, we
dude.
totally missed the 53-minute mark.
Dang it. Marc's shirt is gray. It's not some sort of blue like he tries to claim. That is all.
The pen is blue.
You guys, you don't remember, Pat? You said at the 53-minute, or somebody said at the
I
53-minute
did.
mark.
Yeah. You were supposed to remember because
Yep.
you're the only one that knows the color of the shirt.
and that's what I failed at. So
Just
I was gonna
edit
wait
it in,
until it was
splice it in.
posted on Discord or Twitter, or I want to put a poll up. Now it's all ruined.
Yep.
Way to
ruined.
go. Oops.
Well, I still haven't said what the color actually is.
Yeah. I just said words. Who even knows what I said? It's midnight here.
You
I'm
let
not
them
even here.
into a
Yeah.
couple different scenarios.
Words,
Options.
guttural noises.
Yep.
It's black,
Clicks and clacks.
clear.
All right,
Yeah, we're good.
guys. We're at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to just jump in right into movie stuff?
Let's do it.
I
We
think
sure do.
I think Marc has something to say first, but then
I have
movies are
words
good.
to say.
Cool. Say them words.
Yeah, so this week in movie history, a few things happened. First off, in 1891, Thomas Edison invented the kinetoscope, which is a precursor to the movie projector. So, if not for him, we would not be watching movies on the big screen. So, shout outs to
Man.
Thomas Edison.
Now,
Thanks.
did that also in the future become the kaleidoscope?
No, that is a completely different mechanism.
Okay.
All scopes aren't the same.
Nope, not at all.
Hmm.
Other than the fact they are a scope of some kind.
That's all I got.
Fair enough.
May 18th, 1995, Braveheart was put out in
Freedom.
theaters.
This is Sparta.
Movie's so good.
Today is also the 20th anniversary of Shrek. Shrek came out today, 20 years ago.
Hey
May
now.
18th, 2001. You're an
You're an
all-star.
all-star.
20 years ago? I thought I was like 30.
Wow. I remember watching that movie in the theater with my dad, and we were the only two in there. We were laughing so hard at the entire movie.
It
was
is
amazing.
good.
Yep.
It's so good. Donkey. And in the morning, I make waffles.
My problems have all gone.
This would be so much easier if I wasn't so colorblind.
Also, May 19th, 1977, Smokey and the Bandit with Burt Reynolds.
10-4, good buddy.
1997?
1977.
Oh, I was like, what? 97? What
No.
did I miss?
Samsonite, I was way off.
Happy birthday shout outs to a former James Bond, now Dr. Fate in the new Black Adam movie that's coming out. Pierce Brosnan.
Oh, I thought you were going to say
Okay.
Dwayne Johnson again.
I don't
He was
remember him
Bond? I
being
didn't know
James
that.
Bond.
He should be.
He
He's
should
the biggest
be Bond.
Bond.
Oh, he
ever.
should be. He should be, but you know. Wow. Know your role and shut your mouth, Moneypenny.
Honestly, like some people are just too big to play a part. Like you can't be a like just huge mammoth like Hulk and be James Bond.
Rock.
He just walks in with no
So
sleeves
Rock.
on, like, and just starts punching everybody. Like that's not the way it works.
Has to wear that T-shirt with the suit like
Yeah, it's a
printed on
tuxedo
it.
T-shirt.
Tuxedo T-shirt.
And also the creator of Mean Girls and former SNL alum Tina Fey.
She's so fetch.
Mm-hmm. Stop trying to make that a thing.
Nice.
But yeah, that is it.
All right. So, guys, we need to
Yeah.
add movies to our GMG MAFT 100 list. What you got? Ronnie, you have to give us 2, so you might as well go first.
Do I give both first, or am I giving one first?
It's up to you.
Give both.
All right, my first one is Moneyball. My
Nice.
second one is 61.
61.
I've never heard of that.
Me
It's
neither.
a movie about Mickey Mantle and Roger Maris.
Oh, no,
With
I have
Roger
heard
Maris.
of
It's really good. The main character is Barry Pepper.
Okay.
What else Barry Pepper's in? I think he's in Saving Private Ryan too. He's a sniper.
Yeah.
that. Cool. Nice.
It's a good one. I'm gonna keep with the baseball movies. I'm gonna say Field of Dreams.
If you build it,
If you build it, they will come.
Did you
Nice.
say something?
You know, one of the shows that I watch like here and there is American Pickers, and I don't remember where they were, but for Mike's birthday, one of the main guys in the show, they took him to the actual Field of Dreams where it was filmed at. It's like a tourist thing you can go to now.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That would be
is pretty
cool.
cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and keep up with the baseball theme and do Mission Impossible 3.
I seem to remember Ethan Hunt playing a few.
I knew that was coming.
few
Yep,
innings of
you
baseball
saw
in
that
the movie.
coming, right? Yeah, Mission Impossible 3 like just broke the mold for the Mission Impossible movies, and it's really fun.
Do you-
Yeah, that was
you
a
know
good one.
someone, because I'm gonna hurt her. I'm gonna hurt her.
Oh
real
man,
bad.
what a villain! R.I.P.
Yep. What is it? Philip Seymour
Hoffman.
Hoffman. I couldn't remember his last name.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, what baseball movie you got, Mark?
If by baseball you mean Christmas, then
Yep, close
then-
enough.
Exactly. That's what we mean.
Yep, nailed it. Okay, I'm going Christmas on this one. My favorite Christmas movie, Home Alone.
Nice. It's a good one.
Classic.
Keep
Alrighty
the
then.
change, you filthy animal.
Alrighty then, Pat, Mark, and Ronnie J. Along with you, our beloved friends, family, and joiners. Go get your good morning this week. and may God bless and guide your lives as you live, as you work, and as you game.